I'm John.
I'm Catherine.
This is our RV.
And we're Sapps on Tap.
Alright everyone, after a little break from filming, we are back to explain what we've been doing. So it has been a lot of heat gunning and wire brushing. That's what you missed. We have been heat gunning and scraping off a bunch of silicone sealant from the major seams, so like over the cab where the front of the RV meets the actual roof, the back where the two corners meet, the top where that meets the roof as well. We've just been prepping surfaces for, sealing everything up. Yesterday was Easter, but the day before that, we didn't really have much time. Our next step in kind of preparing for resealing was going to take a little bit too much time. We just didn't have enough time for it. So we did some odd jobs here and there. We shored up the floors a little bit. The floors were sagging, so we took out a couple of the 2x2s that ran all the way across the RV, like horizontally, and replaced them with 2x4s. And it's a lot better now. It still sags a little bit, but I don't know if we're ever gonna fix that. It was sagging before we got it, and it turned out all right. There's a lot more weight in it. But yeah, so that's what we've been up to. And for what we're doing.
Well, today we're going to take the roof off of the RV.
Woo!
See how that goes. We believe that we have it completely freed up. We were just in there kind of like pressing on it, seeing if we could get it loose. We think we got it all the way, so it's about to come down, and then we're going to clean it and prep it so that we can start sealing it up.
Yeah.
Which will be another day's job, but today's cleaning, prepping, getting it off.
Yeah. Well, and that's that. Obviously, it was a smooth process. We knew exactly what we were doing. Very confident. The bending was expected, of course, when it folded about in half. I knew that was going to happen. Wasn't worried at all. And it retained its shape really well, which is not actual sarcasm, because look, heyo, there it is, and it actually isn't like ripped and bent and folded like taco. Woo!
So we finished wire brushing the aluminum roof, both top and bottom. It probably took upwards of 15 hours total in wire brushing.
We spent one
under
day,
20, but somewhere close to that.
we spent one 10-hour day just wire brushing.
Yes. Yeah.
Right now, all we're doing is we're scrubbing down all the stuff that needs to be patched, all the little holes and things like that, corrosion areas, screw holes that for some reason are there but didn't have any screws in them, and we're literally pumped full of
Silicone? Just
like
silicone.
one full cup of silicone per screw hole apparently. So we're scrubbing them down so that there's no oils or anything, then wiping them down so that they don't have any dust or anything like that, and then putting aluminum tape on them so we can then flip over the roof and put metal Bondo on there. Now we know that that's not watertight. You might not know it's not watertight because most people don't use metal Bondo, but it's not watertight. But that's okay, because we're going to be putting a roof sealant layer over the entire roof, so it's all going to get sealed up. It's just so that there's no holes, and so that stuff has something to sit on and adhere to. Yeah.
So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. We'll let you know. did it. We got the aluminum tape on, about a whole roll of it, and then we bondoed the roof and sanded it, and it worked. Or at least it seems to be working as of right now. So,
seems to be,
yeah, we're going on a trip this weekend, and I guess when we come back we'll find out if it really did work.
We still have it tarped up, but it leaks despite the tarp. So, yeah, we really will find out if we have puddles in there.
Yep. We did about 28 hours of sanding and wire brushing just this week.
A little rough.
Which is not what we expected to do this week, but it's what we did.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, we didn't get as close to resealing as we want to. We still have more wire brushing to do. You know, we have to our goal is by the first week of April? May. This is April.
Yeah, first week of May.
First week of May, so we have about 2 weeks.
To get it all done.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I am confident that we will be able to put, you know, the ceiling, like the Eternabond and everything, on all the major seams within that time. So we should at least have it, the majority of the major areas that are going to be leaking water, sealed up. But you know, we're just realizing that we still have to do all the lights, you know, the marker lights. Oh, well, you can't see those right now because they're tarped up. But all the marker lights, brake lights, headlights no actually, but brake lights and everything, we have
There's
to.
There's a lot of little lights on it.
Yeah.
And the vents.
Yeah, all the vents, all the little outside doors. We actually have to rebuild the door because it's a little poorly constructed right now, but it's okay. You know, we'll get it done, and it'll be good, and it'll be worth it because we'll have done it the right way instead of pouring 1.5 gallons of Dicor lap sealant over everything and saying, yeah, that'll probably do, because it won't, and it doesn't. And don't do it. Yeah, and it didn't. Look at the inside of our RV. Not now, but before we reframed.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, really bad.
So we still have a lot of things to do, but we did get a big thing done. So
yeah,
we're gonna call that it for this weekend.
Yes. Go team.
So we've been doing a lot of wire brushing over the past couple of days, and really frustrating. After about 15 hours of use, our heat gun just completely went out. But one of the things that we found that kind of surprised us was that when we have these little tarry spots, everything else will wire brush away, but these just spread around and are absolutely horrendous. It's what's underneath the aluminum tape. But we found that if you spray it just with water and then wire brush it, you can see it's starting to clean up. It just goes so fast, and it's so much better. So that took about 2 minutes versus about, John says 10. I say it would have taken about 15 minutes to get that off before, if we hadn't been using the water.
Well, we're doing some work on the RV today, as every day. And we're working on quite a few things, actually. Right now, the main thing that we're trying to get done today is getting the back 2 seams of the RV sealed up, getting them cleaned, and then putting Eternabond tape on them so that they are completely waterproof.
So sometimes we forget to get video because we like to come out here, set up, figure out what we're going to do, and then start videoing. Setup is not usually a quick process, and it is not interesting to watch at all. But every now and then we have a day where we start setting up, realize that we have a totally tangent project, and end up never getting to filming. Today we almost had one of those. We realized that we forgot to put on back, let's see, in the very back there's at the bottom there's kind of a sandwich of aluminum, and the framing goes on the outside of one of the pieces of aluminum, and then the outermost comes on there. We realized we forgot to put the innermost aluminum in before the framework and had to undo some of our framework and then tie it back in. Ended up not taking super long, but as we were just doing that, we realized we had a few more steps before sealing up than we thought we had. So we remembered to get the camera out this time, and hopefully we'll take you along as we get that set up.
Yes, hopefully so. One other thing that we're working on today is also rebuilding our door. It was in really bad shape. It was very weak.
Sometimes
if
it
a robber
didn't work at all.
wanted to come in, they probably wouldn't even have to kick through the wood. They could have just pushed right through the middle of the door. It's literally just styrofoam on the inside, we found out. But we have that completely taken apart. We're gonna rebuild it, make it a little bit sturdier, try not to add too much weight to it, but I'd rather have a door that holds up against a gust of wind that's over 15 miles per hour than a door that doesn't and is light. So yeah.
So that's what we're hoping to do today. We'll see how far we get. See you soon.
You can see the door here, and as you can see on this side, there is no wood, and that's because it was completely rotted out. And those are just little 1x2s running all along there, and then styrofoam in the middle. Yeah, fun stuff. Inside here, you can see what Catherine was talking about. This piece of aluminum running down is a piece that she was talking about that is supposed to go in first before the framework. So yeah, we got that in, and we're able to get that, its brother piece on the outside, aluminum in as well. So you'll notice that we have the aluminum folded over in the back corner here in preparation for sealing it up. When we took everything off and we're taking everything out and finally got all the framing done and looked at this, what we realized is that the aluminum stuck out about this much further than the back in most places. And so instead of cutting it off, because there's already holes cut in the side for windows and doors and stuff, that we wouldn't be able to move it and shift it forward, we decided to fold it over in case in the future if someone buys it from us and they want to rework it somehow and use this extra aluminum, then they don't have to try and, you know, affix extra aluminum on the side, which would be difficult. So it's there, it's the original stuff, but it's also, I think, going to be a better seal and better structurally than cutting off the aluminum would have been. We also had the option of doing like an aluminum flashing patch over top, but that would have just covered up the really amazing, you know, texture and pattern of the aluminum that we have on there. So we just didn't want to do that.
So we did end up working on the door today, a lot more than we thought we were going to. We ended up getting it reframed entirely? Question mark. We'll have to test that another day, make sure that we really did it. But the framework has been redone. We've cut the styrofoam. We may or may not replace it. We haven't decided yet. But for now, we're pretty happy with what this is. We may just decide to leave it as is and go with it. We did not end up bonding the back yet. It's still drying out, so we'll check back in with you when we get to that.
Today is the day, a monumental day for both of us. We are finally applying the Eternabond on the back seams. So that means we are actually sealing up something for the first time on the RV. Oh yeah, in forever. We've been saying that this day has been upon us for a long time now, because we thought it has been upon us for a long time now, but today it is actually upon us, and it's not in a long time, it's right now. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
So John is attaching one of our pieces of the ceiling that's been floating. Our ceiling is off, it's on the ground right now, but we're hoping that we're getting ready to put it back on so that we can Eternabond it. So we'll see if we can do it.
Hello everyone. So we are quite excited today. A little pooped, so maybe not showing our excitement as much as, you know, we're feeling it on the inside. But this is maybe not our end of the day video, but our end of the week video, so we'll tell you everything that we've done like this week. So first thing that we did is we got the roof up and we got it actually attached, which was a huge weight off the chest. We finally are not taking it up and down on the ladders anymore. And then on top of that, we started Eternabonding, and we actually got the major four seams of the roof done. So you can see kind of behind us, maybe it's a little bit darker out now, that we've got, you know, driver's side and passenger side Eternabonded up. And then we also got the point where the roof meets the back of the RV Eternabonded, and the front, like over the cab, Eternabonded. So that was amazing to get that done. And
we were also able to put some trim on, which was crazy exciting. I didn't think we'd be there quite yet, but it's been really nice because now those areas are completely sealed up. So we have the back two seams sealed up. We got some really cool footage of us Eternabonding or sealing up the back two seams, I think, and then came out like 2 days later, and the top had sprung free just because it pulls too. It was, as you'll know, we've had some trouble with the back and the way that it was constructed, and so because of the way that it had been previously sitting, the metal wasn't quite wanting to go where it should be going. So we decided we couldn't really seal up the top area of that until we got the roof on and until the trim was ready to go on. Because the trim does put everything where it's supposed to be and keeps it all nice and tight. And we did that this week, which was super exciting.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we were also able today to get everything on the roof.
Oh yeah. In one day.
Yes, and we have, I think we've said 4 different days now that we are going to come out and get everything on the roof, and we hadn't even been able to start it, but we did actually get it on today. All of it. We had, let's see, 2 fans, a vent without a fan, the bathroom vent.
Yeah,
and
like
then,
the stink pipe, I think is what they call it.
Yeah, and then what
patch.
we think was like a refrigerator vent is what I'm pretty sure it was. So,
yeah, we patched it up. But, you know, we have been working very hard on the RV. We haven't gotten many end of the day videos. We haven't really gotten as much footage as I'd like to, because we've come out planning to do one thing and then realizing that we had to do like 20 different little things in order to prepare for that one thing. So for instance, like whenever we were coming out to Eternabond, we found areas that needed to be even more wire brushed and cleaned with TSP soap. We found areas that we needed to put wood into so that we could get it affixed. We found, you know, places that weren't flush that we had to kind of hammer into place because the aluminum was bent out of place, and so on and so forth. Just a mighty array of different minuscule tasks that kept us from doing what we were planning to do. And so on top of that, though, we have also been working until like 9:30, 10 at night. So it's been
11
close
o'clock,
to, we were out here until 10:30 one night just working, then we had to clean up. But so it's been pretty pitch black at the end of the days when we've been able to work. So we apologize for that, but we thank you for sticking with it and watching our videos regardless. So
Yeah. Hopefully the video should start being more fun soon, because we're now at visible progress.
oh yeah, as Catherine calls it, we're getting to the sexy part. So we're excited. We're excited. Tomorrow we're gonna come out and try and Henry's Tropicool the top. We've got to scrub it all down first with TSP soap, and then rinse it all off, make sure it's all dry, which we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll bring the little air gun and it off. But we'll hopefully get some good
Assuming we
video.
get the solar figured out, because that has to
Oh
go
yeah.
first.
Yeah, we got to figure out where the solar
That's our
panels
two
are.
goals for tomorrow. We'll see if it works. Today was the first day that we've done what we thought we were gonna do in this process so far. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we also still had to throw in a couple extra tasks in there, so that's pretty impressive. You can clap for us, I won't mind. All right.
We're exhausted, so we're gonna go.